and keeping it isolated. The governor has recognized that, and since Bloomberg Philanthropies has deep experience...
What the fuck are you watching?
Dude, it's this coronavirus shit. I just, there's things like constantly happening. It's crazy.
So?
So I can't like take my eyes off of this. I have to keep watching.
What'd you say?
I can't stop watching. I have to keep watching.
One more time?
I want to keep...
You bastard. Alright guys, so this week we watched Keep Watching. Keep Watching, for any of you Walking Dead fans, has Carl in it. Carl!
And he stays in the house.
Yes. So, non-spoilers, what'd you think about Keep Watching?
I did not like it at all. I thought it was very bad.
I won't say I completely agree.
Okay.
I thought a lot of how it was filmed was really good.
Yes,
I thought it was a really fun movie to watch, but I thought the plot overall, it had a lot of things I would have changed, which I'll go into detail on spoilers. I think it's worth watching for what it is. It's good for like one time. I could not watch this a second time.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. So I don't think it's a spoiler to compare this to like The Purge or Saw or like those different movies where it's like we are playing a game to some degree. If you've
This
seen
is The Purge meets Saw meets 13 cameras.
And like Dark Web, some weird. There's a bunch of movies that kind of do. I think a lot of the other movies, which are not like my favorite genre of horror to begin with, a lot of the other movies have done one of the things better, and this kind of just takes all the scraps that fell off of them and like puts them in a blender and like, makes a movie.
The trailer for this looked amazing.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm not a big trailer guy, but I had seen this trailer and I was super early. Yes, we should definitely watch that. I can't wait to see how Carl's doing in this movie, and I was just like very disappointed. So again, we can get more into all the gory details in spoilers.
Yeah. All right, guys. So if you have seen this or don't care, falls over spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, guys. Here we are for the spoilers of Keep Watching. So you did not like this movie.
No.
Unleash. Let me know why.
I found it very difficult to keep watching it. I was kind of shocked that you were like, it's got stuff that keeps you going or something. I do admit that there were certain moments where I'm like, oh, we're doing like a camera work thing, and there's a diegetic reason for why cameras would be able to do certain stuff, and it's like fine, I guess.
Okay, I'm getting my revenge. Let's do this. No, you can't touch it like that. That is against the rules.
But it just came off to me like, oh, everything has a camera, I guess. Look at this cool shot. Isn't that cool? And I'm like, no, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. This movie's nothing's happening. It feels so long, but it's like it's like less than 90 minutes long. It's like 84 minutes long total. And it felt so long and boring to me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you see us staying together? I mean, like, past senior year.
Whoa. Yeah. I mean, I think so. Do you?
So my issues with the movie are different than yours, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My issues with are some things where I was like, how many bad guys were there? How did certain things even happen?
Yeah.
Like there's one part where she just took like a pregnancy test, and like there's a camera that drops from the ceiling, and I'm like, so is somebody in the walls? Like, how does that happen?
There's a lot of like things are motorized or things are changing, or there's someone like in the production booth exactly doing stuff like on time, and it's very crazy.
It's hard to say because they do say in the beginning, because this is the second or third time it's happened publicly.
It's on a delay.
It's on a delay, so they are going through and painstakingly editing things. And the fact that the movie, so the premise of the movie is these people are like, purge essentially a family on camera in like a brutal snuff film sort of way, and they're streaming it out to people watching it.
Yes.
And the people that watch it originally did not know that it was not a movie, because it's cut beautifully, because almost like what we're watching is what they're watching.
Yeah.
These killers are broadcasting their crimes as a live feed.
Viewers apparently had no idea that what they were watching was happening in real life.
They thought it was
with the exception of a couple of shots that are for the movie.
They thought it was like a fun thing.
Yes, but the way they're doing certain things, in that like it's painstaking detail, where there's red X's on the ground, so they know like, okay, it'll be perfectly in frame. You're gonna kill this person here. And sometimes I'm like, okay, they set it up by, oh, we played a noise over here from a speaker. It makes you walk over to it.
The fuck? Yeah.
Okay, we somehow knew the boyfriend was gonna show up and go to the back door. Like,
Josh, look behind you!
Stupid door open! Jamie!
like some of the things I'm like, there's a lot of
Yeah, and like
a lot of hopes and prayers happening here. If
this
this even makes sense.
This I think TV tropes calls like the Xanatos plan, or like the Xanatos, something like that. Because it's this crazy, and like, you know, again, if the movie's just fun enough, I won't dwell on that. But when I have time to think, where I'm like, how did you know that two of them were gonna run there, and one of them was gonna see that thing and not run down, and this thing and that thing, and don't like defend that one example. I mean, just in general.
No, I have no defense for
there are so many
even
things.
the minimalist of things.
Yeah.
Even if you take
Where
the
it's like,
basis
how
of
did
premise
you
of this
know
movie,
that they
if
would
there
do
were no
this?
cameras, you had no planning on where you were going to kill people, nothing at all. They somehow managed to potentially one guy, maybe two guys, guard rail off, or what do you even call it? Like security gate all the windows and doors.
So
Go! We can't get out! We're trapped!
let's start.
There are parts where I'm like, did you have some sort of a lifting device, like the Windows ones, like where the bolted, they like lock into these pieces, and I'm like, were those already there? Did they just not notice those inside their house? How did you do it so quickly?
So there's dropped in audio. Oh, I can barely make it through dinner. How am I gonna get through a 10-day vacation? So like the family's been gone for 10 days. They've rigged and changed their entire house to install like professional, iron security gates that like automatically are motorized and like expand
No,
out.
they're not motorized.
No?
That's the biggest issue.
What are you talking about?
Is that when you cut to the house originally, there's nothing on any of the windows or doors.
Hey. Is this a maid you hired him unaware of? Coat on the rack, suitcase out of the way.
And the guy is like, it looks like maybe the lock-in pieces, like the ending caps are, like you drop it into, are there.
Okay.
But he is physically by hand putting them into place and opening them. They show you do that.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Oh, I saw one close where I thought there was no one touching it, but I'm not sure. When he's downstairs and then he hears a noise and turns and it goes across. I don't know.
I think that's just the second guy is outside doing it.
That's
it makes it so ridiculous. You're like, wait a minute, what? Like it would have been a lot better to do almost. Like, I don't even know how I would do that effectively.
Yeah.
Maybe have it done on their vacation. Like, and I don't mean to their house. I mean the vacation house they go to. Oh, what are those shutters? Oh yeah, there must be storms around here or something.
Yes.
And then that's how it would work.
So the whole movie, and I don't know, maybe I've like misread some of these things, but I agree. The whole thing would work better if this was like an Airbnb that they were staying at, because they run outside and don't know what to do. There's no one there, like neighbors. They're not running in like a direction. There's like, oh, there's another window here.
Guys, there's another window. There's another window.
I'm like, bitch, that's your house. How do you not know? And like, part of me was like, I'm gonna come
Well,
here.
that's the stepmom. She may not spend a lot of time in the basement.
But I was like, hey, I'm gonna come here and say that to you, and you're gonna go, it's not their house. They're on vacation. And I'm gonna go, oh my god, I was wrong the whole time.
I wanted that. Like
that's what
my
I'm saying.
mind, I think, made it that for a while, and then I was like, no, this is their house. What are you doing?
Because so many things are happening where you're like, what do you mean? This is your house. You know that's not normal because this is your house. Oh, okay, yes.
I went back and watched a scene twice because I thought there was this crazy egregious error. So like about a half an hour in, the girl goes to the bathroom to use that pregnancy test.
Yeah.
And like under her one arm, she is holding the bag that is like the stuff. But on my first watch, I'm like, what the fuck happened to her arm? It's all bandaged up, and because it looked like a bandage. Like, and then like a half an hour later in the movie, she gets cut across the arm and it's bandaged. And I'm like, did they film that scene and go back and just use that part there? I'm like, what the hell is this? And I went back and I'm like, oh, okay. Like I like crouch and zoom in. I'm like, okay, she's holding a bag. But I was like, what the fuck is this?
Before we get too far away, there's several shots. So like when you do like the hidden camera movie, part of it's like a voyeuristic angle.
Yeah.
We get like her like twisting like the bra around to like take the bra off and stuff, but you don't see anything. There's several shots of ladies peeing or something like that with some weird fucking fetish thing of whoever made this.
I told you should have peed at the airport.
I understand that.
To show like several people peeing somehow
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, oh, we're spying.
I
on you,
assume the
it's
snuff
dirty or
market
whatever.
is also into that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, no.
Oh, I didn't know
yes.
if you meant the filmmaker is into that and like it's like a Quentin Tarantino
Well,
feet thing, or
Well, okay, so both.
it could be both. I don't know
well,
this guy from anything.
No, because like they chose to make this movie
Sure.
where they're like, we need 3 scenes of chicks on the toilet. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy to me.
But if you made a movie about a racist, it wouldn't make you racist.
I'm not saying that it offends me. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
like they were like showing me a shot that creeps are like interested in seeing.
Yes.
Is
Sure,
showing
sure.
me right
No.
same thing. It doesn't.
That works.
Again, not offensive. Just like what the hell,
So-
weird. So part of this, you're like, oh, this is like a hidden camera movie, and you said something like most of it's hidden, those cameras. But I feel like a lot of it is real, just normal movie stuff. And there's a lot of camera shots too. But it doesn't come close enough to like you are just seeing through like their eyes or
I thought it was like a
whatever on the
60-40
camera.
split.
Okay, good. It sounded like you were implying that it was like 90-10 or something
No,
like that.
I think
Yeah.
like 60% of it is hidden cameras, and 40% is like to drive the narrative and do things.
I agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
Though I think it might have been cool to kind of limit it and only show all these crazy camera shots.
They
the whole
almost
time,
could have, because they
right?
had like millions of angles, and some of the
Yes.
angles are only shown for like a short amount of time, and it goes right to something else. You're like, wow, what did you do in here?
And the implication is like there's so many fucking cameras here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Also. Right.
But it's weird to say that it's this free streamed out thing. Because I'm like, where's the money come from this? Is this just your thing?
Let's
they
talk.
They don't paint that up. They don't play what is this actually about? Who is this guy in the van in the bread truck?
Let's talk about that. Because that was my other major problem with this, was it's called Keep Watching. They want you to keep watching.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's an hour and 42-minute late title card when he drops Keep Watching, and that's when it finally pops up Keep Watching.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I don't know if there's a title card earlier than that.
To keep watching.
But the whole thing is they need you to keep watching and all that stuff. So I, going into this, kind of thought, oh, they're going to live stream it. There's going to be like a thing. You may remember the movie Untraceable, where like that was the fucking point of that, where if more people viewed it, the timer would go faster, the poison or whatever,
something.
right? So I was like, oh, great, we're going to do that again, but like it's better and it has
Or like
Carl
if you
in it.
lose viewers, you
Yeah.
die.
No, you could do all these kinds of cool things. There's a scene where he like drags the lighter onto Carl's portrait.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
To like give him the thing. So I was like, oh God, there's audience participation. This is going to be so interesting. They think they're playing like an augmented reality, like long-term web game where you're like solving a mystery, but you're really like, oh, like help the family not get murdered. Oh, it's all like a thing. And like view counters and like ads
anything
playing
like
and
on
stuff.
Reddit, we're making a group painting. Half of it's swastikas. It's like some of them want you to die.
Yeah. So they're like, so they're like voting, lock the door, unlock the door. All these cool things would happen. Nothing happens. It doesn't.
That's what made that lighter thing so weird. I was like, this
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Why did he do that?
It does not matter that people are watching. It's not even a commentary about, like they drop in those like Spider-Man things of like, I think he's doing a great job, right? They do that, but it's like, yeah, I thought it was like overwhelming. Oh man, I didn't realize it was real, but it was crazy. Like all these like testimonials.
The violence was kind of overwhelming, gruesome, and graphic.
But it was okay in the moment because it was like a horror movie. I was rooting for them. I really didn't want them to die.
Oh, and those are okay.
But you think that like it's not even a commentary on the fact that we like to watch it even if we know it's like not fake or whatever or real, whatever I should say, right? That doesn't even come into play because the ending isn't about that. To your point, there's no reference to the fact that this is actually a thing.
No. And the setup to the ending,
metaphor
it doesn't do it like justice.
Which part of the ending do you
So the literal beginning is them showing this news footage and this bullshit, and they're saying how like, oh, we found this group of dead. One is still missing, and I'm like, okay, she'll be involved in it.
The whereabouts of a fifth family member, Marissa Vasquez, are unknown tonight as authorities continue to search for the young woman missing since the horrifying incident.
But her involvement doesn't make sense based on the ending, because the ending is we have the Carl and the girl are at the end. They have Carl imprisoned, and she is there with the bread truck guy.
Right.
And he says, "Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Would you like to play a game?
It's that fucking...
You're gonna kill a whole family for me, or we're gonna kill your brother."
I'm not going to hurt your brother. As long as you do exactly what I tell you.
Yeah.
Only one person walked away from the first one. What is the incentive to make her a murderer?
Yeah.
Is it as simple as we're going to kill you unless you kill other people?
I had the exact same thought, because yes.
She's not a trained murderer. I don't know why she even got as far as she did. And who's the other guy?
There should have been two survivors from the last one.
Yeah.
So that there could be one used against the other or something like that. Or in that footage, show some reason why, that other person's being blackmailed to participate in the whole thing. Speaking of which, we are treated to all this fucking setup about the dad being in debt.
Does she know I'm 35 grand deep? No, I'd be a dead man.
35 grand?
Jesus.
And then it doesn't matter at all. When she pulls off that mask, I'm like, and it's the dad. And he's selling snuff or whatever. And then nothing or whatever.
No, that would be ridiculous. I like the dad.
I thought
Mr. Fantastic.
I thought the dad's death was fake. And that he was gonna show up later or something like that because he's in debt. That's got to matter somehow, or they were gonna reveal something to the wife, or there was gonna be some other hidden shit happening. And there's just nothing.
Yeah. No, a lot of and like it's.
You said Mr. Fantastic though.
That's who was the dad.
I know.
He's not in it for very long, so
yeah.
I'm like, oh, famous guy. He's really not in the movie very long.
I'm gonna get you the money. You have my word. The deposit should go through any day now.
And aside from like the biggest problem in this movie, aside from them being like psychics and they could predict that like his brother's gonna come stay with him that night and have a red X for him, and that the boyfriend will come over and have a red X for him, it suffers from losing characters too quickly. There was no fun family dynamic of fighting off these things. There was no tension. People died relatively quickly, and then it was like, well, there's not really anyone left to die.
They died even without making contact sometimes.
Yes.
So there wasn't even this like thing or whatever. Yeah. I love when like the new person shows up and joins the group in like the middle of the shit.
Yes.
And then there's that moment of like, are you not on it? And then he goes, I'm sorry, they made me. What do you mean? And it's, oh, fuck. Cause,
like the boyfriend could have easily been a fun person that could actually fight joining the party.
Yeah.
The brother, he does get a comeback where he didn't actually die the first time.
Right.
Run!
That whole drone business is so dumb because they're so loud. I don't know how it's sneaking on you through the window. It's so loud.
There's a scene where the drone like pops into the window and they like mute the drone's audio until you visually see it. So it's like, guys, and it suddenly appears.
We can't jump. It's way too high.
It's insane. It's literally fucking insane.
That's the whole thing about people not knowing how things work. Like even just these cameras. How small are they? How much battery do they have? When did they get put in? Because it's hours later when they actually attack, but they've been watching them all day, and we know they're not actually tethered to like house power because like one of them's on his like walkie-talkie headset thing.
There. What the hell? Okay, sorry, I'm back, guys. Oh, come on.
And he's walking around with it. And that one's like on a mug and they're like drinking from it. This one's like on a taser. Like there are these
one
things
of them's inside the microwave, and when you use the microwave, it gets a little jittery.
DJ, no food.
Actually, that shot's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
where it shows like the enter button and the thing, the inverse of them. I was like, okay.
There's a few like that. There's like a clock where you're seeing through the back of the clock.
Yeah.
I hate those. I don't know.
I don't hate those because I hate what they stand for and how they don't actually work and stuff. But I'm like, oh, the one in the microwave could actually be hooked up to the power source of the microwave, so that one could actually work. The one in the clock could actually be hooked up to the power of the clock.
Yeah.
Like, but when things are just like, oh, this is in the dangly bit of the chandelier, you're like, what?
Yo, there's when the main chick like walks across the room and you hear like and like the camera moves and then she looks up and the entire ceiling fan is turning to like angle the camera. Oh god. At that point I was like, we're done. Pack it in. Voting is closed. Projections are no. Fuck
now,
this
like,
movie. I was out.
Also, the weird twist of like, this is all your fault to the girl thing, like, well, we're stalking you and we're giving away all your secrets and we've been bugging you for weeks. We got your thing here. We know you don't like your blah,
There's a camera inside of her locker at school.
You don't understand. It's ridiculous. It's like Jamie, what is this? She treats me like a child, but yet she's closer to my age than even my dad's.
All this, like, I'm like, why though? What is the point of this? Like, and it wasn't like you revealed things in her psychiatric thing that like she has tendencies to kill or like, you know, something like that, or repressed anger that would make her a better target for what you want.
Right.
I don't know.
Let's spin it up.
Yeah.
The therapist is one of the guys, and he's like in the booth, and he's recruiting people that
That
have
would be pretty
tendencies
good.
or whatever, right? Or it's that internet-based thing or something like that where they found her through some sort of statements that she was making. I wish it was him. They hint at this. They hint at the stupid thing, which I think is dumb in Saw, where it's like, I'm doing this to show you your true humanity, and it's fucking all this like stupid stuff. And I'm sorry, I know people like that, but I do not like that. So whatever.
We see the anger you hold back for your mother, your father. You used that to stay alive.
But the commercial had me so hard too. I was like, this is gonna be so good. Oh, it's released only on Halloween or some bullshit. I forget. It had some gimmick where it was like, it was like in theaters this day.
The trailer looks really good because they bombard you with all those angles. And honestly, I don't care, if it makes sense for the cameras to be in there. I just like this idea of telling a story through like a bunch of crazy things. Even like the cold open, it's like in a fan or something, so it's like swiveling. So you only see certain parts of what's happening. Like you could do a lot of cool stuff with that.
Certainly.
So that alone, I'm fine. If you want to make a movie 80% weird little shitty camera angles, like I'm in, but it has to be something like besides that. I guess.
It didn't have much in the way of a plot. It just like, it's like, okay, we're gonna kill you for some reason.
Well, I think this is for like kids or something, to be like, oh, because that one speech he gives of like, we want to see how you tick and use that anger to save yourself. Like that's like Saw. That's like a weird watered down like that only makes sense if if you've seen Saw. So you go, oh, it's like that.
Just tell me what you want.
To cut you open and see what's inside you.
Like, because like what's in the movie is not not enough to like explain the motivation or like what they're doing or
and
whatever.
They're not like it's potentially like a larger man and a little girl are the ones that are doing this, because I don't think the guy in the bread truck ever actually does any crime
red
stuff.
symbol.
Yeah. I think he's just like the guy watching.
He's the face.
He's like feeding him probably through an earpiece, like they're in the blah blah. But like there's a lot of ballsy maneuvers where like the two bad guys are I don't think ever actually in the same area. Maybe once or twice they do things, but generally they're attacking individually and doing their thing so that one can like hide in a very obvious place that it couldn't actually be. Or like when he goes into their bedroom in the very beginning to steal their phones. What if they just woke up right there?
I know.
He wasn't holding a weapon. He was doing nothing. He was just there to steal their phones and like their chargers and this and that.
Yeah.
So like, it's the unnecessary risks. If you wanted to kill them, I understand it's a movie, so you're able to do these things. But it's the weird, I'm going to walk through here. Oh, she's in the bathroom. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm in here. Like type of stuff.
And like that's meant, I think, to make you feel, oh wow, like they're right there. Oh, tension. This could happen to you or me, and some dumb thing like that. But no, it does not work because there's not the things. It should feel like they're gonna break the rules and like stray from the path that was laid out for them, and then you find out that that they also planned for that, and it's this like crazy thing.
Like this is the worst version of The Strangers.
Okay. That's
even
the
the
one I
second
couldn't
one.
think of.
They're both fantastic by
Okay.
comparison to this.
Okay.
Go see
I was
those
gonna say,
movies.
there's a few. I had Untraceable, Saw, some dark web stuff, some whatever. Just put them in a big pot, mix them up. You
Yeah.
end up with this. I was hyped for it partially because of Carl.
Yes, and Carl's not good in this.
He's not good in it. He
doesn't get a lot of lines.
I'll say he's kind of barely used. He's a lot younger than I thought because I guess he made this in the middle of Walking Dead and not at the end.
I think it was filmed like 2 or 3 years before it came out. I think.
Oh wow, he's been sprouting, but he had the weird thing with Walking Dead where he was like contract negotiations broke down and then they had to kill off his character. Spoilers for The Walking Dead. Don't watch that show. It's bad. It got bad. Season 6, 7, 5, whatever. So I was like rooting for Carl, like, oh, Carl's gonna do a thing now or whatever.
Yeah.
And now that we're catching up, now I see why this wasn't talked about and no one said he's got a promising movie career, so don't worry about him on The Walking Dead anymore. Yeah.
He'll still be the thumbnail.
Spoiler alert for the thumbnail of this thing. Yeah, exactly. Little Carl, yeah. He was literally bad in it though. So it's not even like, oh, he wasn't really used. Anyone could have played that role.
Those
bad,
lines,
right?
but
Yeah.
like again, to say he was bad, the lines, he had nothing to say.
Agree.
He had nothing to do for a character. He was just like a whiny child.
So, you're not screwing with me?
No, I'm being totally normal. You should try it sometime.
And like anybody could do that. It didn't take an actor.
Yeah.
And I do think he is a good actor because in later seasons of The Walking Dead, I'm like, no, he delivered monologues pretty well. I believed things he said. In this, not so much. But again, that's a script because it's like a hidden camera style horror movie. It's not really about the dialogue. You're not really attached to any of these characters. You're like, oh, that one's pregnant. I guess I care about that one. I don't care about that one. I don't care about her at all.
The only other person who's gonna die here tonight is him.
Yeah,
I don't even know her name.
Supposed to be something. Her name is Bella Thorne.
Is that Bella Thorne?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't recognize her.
I've heard that name, but I'm an old man now, so I was like, who's this?
She'll be the thumbnail too.
You can't say that. They can't know how it works.
They're gonna know.
Oh no. And Fantastic Four with like a stretchy arm going.
I was gonna take a picture of him with the gray hair from Fantastic Four.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Nah, this movie could have been a lot more. Like the trailer, I was super hyped. It didn't pay off. I would say like it's worth watching just for the visuals alone, and I don't mean like good deaths and cool stuff. That's not impressive at all.
Yeah, there's not good deaths.
No, there are not. They're like weird, like, But the angles and the cool use of hidden camera, I think that stuff. There's some cool stuff there.
Okay. I would say skip it. I'd say watch the trailer. I think you can just watch the trailer. I think the trailer's enough, and just imagine what that movie's probably is.
The trailer made it look so creepy and good.
That's what I'm saying. So watch the trailer, imagine a movie, that's the movie you should watch. So skip the real movie, just the movie in your head that the trailer creates. Good.
If they do another one of these movies, they should make it with the family is around for like almost the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because that dynamic, or kill the stepmom first, because I like him better. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
How do you eat that? It's delicious. Oh.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinion